Hey guys, this is Gemigo Gamer here. Today we're going to be showing you how to build a competitive Pokemon from scratch. In Scarlet and Violet, this is going to be super easy to do. They have a lot of quality of life features in this new game that make it so much better from past generations. We don't really have to rely on breeding now to get good IVs because they changed the hyper training cap down to level 50, and then you can also buy bottle caps down in the shop. So we're going to go catch a random Pokemon really fast here. I don't really care what Pokemon it is, first Pokemon we see. We're just going to train into a competitive Pokemon from scratch in this video. So it should be a good time. Now, something I want to mention right off the bat is something that's going to help you out a lot. You don't need this, but it's going to help you out a lot, is you want a turbo controller. And what I mean by a turbo controller, if you've never heard that before, some controllers you can buy either online or in the stores, they'll have this little button called a turbo function. And it allows you to just randomly hit, sure, we'll catch this guy. It allows you to just kind of like rapidly hit a button over and over and over again. And why that's so important is it allows you to just farm money like indefinitely in this game. And that's how you're going to be able to just afford all the medicines for your EV training, all the bottle caps you need, all the mints you need to change your Pokemon's nature, anything like that, all the battle items. So having unlimited money in this game is huge, and that's just the easiest way to do it, is get a turbo controller. I've seen them as cheap, like in the stores, as like $10. A lot of them are like $20. I have like a Hori one that's like for portable mode, and I'll show you guys that in a second when we get to that point. That works only in undocked mode, but it's kind of convenient. Then you have like a function on the turbo controller where you can just do it without having to press the button down. Sometimes you have to tape them down if it's a little bit cheaper for turbo controller. But any controller with a turbo function, you should be able to make work for this. It's pretty easy to do. So we have our Pokemon here. We're gonna train this Rookity up into a competitive Corviknight. And then the next thing you need to know, everything. I really like this city, this main city here, because you have all the shops you need. If we come in from this side, there's going to be this little health shop right here. This is where you're going to be able to buy the changing supply store. This is where you're going to be able to buy all your stat changing items and then also your PP ups, which is super, super nice because you're pretty much going to want PP ups maxed out on all your Pokemon. And in this game, you can actually bulk buy if you press the plus button. And so now you can just buy several things at once. What I like to do is I like to max out my money. You max out of like 999,000 Pokecoins. And you can just like buy a bunch of these, buy a bunch of these. I usually do this until I run out of money. You can see I'm low on money right now because I did this the last time. But if you do this over and over and over again for a couple days, you shouldn't need to come back and buy these items for a long, long time. I did this. I was like grinding out the turbo controller to farm the money. And I had all the battle items I needed for all the competitive Pokemon I've done in the past several months. I haven't gone to buy new medicine for my Pokemon literally in like 7 different battle seasons. It's incredible. So there's that store, and then we drive down here. This is where you're gonna be able to get these little deli board stores where you can get most of your battle items. So this is really nice, and they actually do have different battle items for every store. So there's one where that water type gym leader is, and then there's also a deli bird at the electric gym city. So if you don't find the item you need, just check those ones too, and they'll probably have them. But then other items you'll need, if you go into general goods here, right there you'll see bottle caps. So these are you're gonna need to hyper train your Pokemon. I already have a whole bunch because I bought a bunch with my money. But you're definitely gonna need to stop here and get bottle caps so that you can hyper train your Pokemon. So that way you don't have to breed for max IVs. You can breed still if you want, especially. Like if you prefer that method, they made breeding a lot easier. But I haven't done a guide for breeding yet, and you definitely don't need to. So I just wanted to show you where to get those. And then the next stop we're going to go to here is the Ace Academy tournament. Here in Uva Academy. So you will have to beat the whole game to do this. Obviously, building competitive Pokemon is like a late game thing. But so we're gonna head in here, and then I want to show you what Pokemon I use to take down the Uva Academy. So a lot of people use Fluttermane. I think you can use Sylveon too. And then as far as this is like hyper trained and everything like that, it is level 100. So I did buy the medicines and stuff for this Pokemon. If you have to, you can EV train traditionally just by knocking out Pokemon. And I'll include a link to in the description of this video as to like what Pokemon you need to knock out for like what EVs. You can see when it's maxed out. Because if I switch to Graph View here, those sparkles you see by the hit points and the special attack mean that I maxed out. I have 252 effort values in my hit points stat, and then also my special attack stat. And I just think I threw like the last 4 into defense. A lot of people say that like if you go max defense and max special attack, that's actually the best way to take down the Ace Academy tournament with a turbo controller. But I did the hit points and special attack, and that works just fine for me. And then you can also see next to the special attack and the attack, there's a little red arrow indicating that I used the mint on this Pokemon, even though I'm a relaxed nature, which would normally not affect my stats. I used the mint. I used a modest mint to boost my special attack, which is indicated by the red up arrow, and then it decreases my attack by 10%. So you'll definitely want to use a mint too, just to make sure you're doing more damage. And then I have Mood Blast as my top move. So sometimes you'll have to like change the order of the move. You can do that by pressing Y. You want Moon Blast to the top, so that when you're using the turbo controller, it's just going to default to Moon Blast, and that's how you can take down most Pokemon. And then the last thing is you want to make sure that it's holding the Amulet Coin, which I think you got as a prize for beating one of the gyms throughout your normal playthrough. So again, after you beat the game, you should be able to have access to the Amulet Coin. If you don't have a friend you can trade with to get a Flutter Mane, again, I think Sylveon works just as well too. You just want to do like max defense EVs, probably. I know I did max hit points, but you probably want to do max defense EVs, especially for Sylveon because it's more specially defensive. And so once you have that ready to go, and I got to level 100 too by just doing a bunch of raids. So at this point, you probably have a good raid Pokemon. Or one that's decent enough. You can just use a bunch of like XL experience candies and rare candies to get to level 100. And we'll show that too later in this video when we do it to Rookity. We'll get to level 100 as well. So if you give me just a minute here, I'm going to show you guys how to use the turbo.
Just show you guys how to use the turbo controller. We're going to be here at the Ace Academy tournament. And you can see on my controller, this is only works when it's undocked and portable mode. But there's some that work like when it's docked too. You can see the little turbo button right here. In this case, for mine, I just have to press it, hold it, and then press the button I want. So A, and I can press and hold to activate it. So that way it's just going to keep going for me. Some of them you have to like just press down and hold. Or you can just like tape it down if it's like a wired controller. But that's all I have to do here. And then I'm just going to keep battling the Ace Academy tournament over and over and over. And just get all the money from that. So that's how you take advantage of a turbo controller. And that's how you get like unlimited money for all your medicine, all your bottle caps that you need to hyper train your Pokemon, anything like that. All the mints you need to change natures.
All right, so now that we've farmed up some money from using our turbo controller, or however you want to do it, and we bought all the medicine we want to EV train our Pokemon, we're gonna just make this Rookity a full physical defense wall. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna go into my bag, go over to my power items here, and then I am just going to give it irons. So to max it out, we want 252 EVs. I can go 25 irons, which will give me 250 EVs in that stat, and then I can go down to my resist feathers here and just use 2 to top me off. And now max me out. And just to show you guys, now if I go back into my Pokemon here, if I check its summary, now I can see that the defense has the sparkles. I didn't have any EVs, and now it's maxed out. So we're going to go ahead and do the same thing for hit points here as well. So let's go down to, you can use 2 health feathers on it really quick. Awesome. Use 250 EVs of hit point ups. And then with the last 4 EVs, we'll just throw into speed here. Just in case we speed tie another Corviknight. There we go. So now I am EV trained. This Rookity is good to go as far as EVs go. The next thing I like to do is use the mints, because sometimes I forget to use mints on my Pokemon before I use them in the ranked ladder, and it's super frustrating. So we're not going to use special attacks on this Pokemon, and because we're going fully defensive, I'm just going to use an Impish Mint, which is going to boost my physical defense by 10%, and then lower my special attack. So if we take a look at Rookity first, again, we can check in its summary and see what kind of nature it has. Alright, so it's boosted defense, but minus attack. I might want to use a physical attacking move, so that's not the nature I want. If I go back into my items... Sorry. I'll go back into my items here. I'm going to go back to the Impish Mint. Use it on Rookity. And now, if I check my Rookity again, you're going to see... Okay, max defense. You see the red arrow next to defense, and then it's lowering our special attack. So that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. We are going to go ahead and level this guy up to 100 here, just so we have all the moves we want access to, and we can use TMs on the rest. So go back to my experience candies. Excuse experience large candies here. I usually like to use a decent chunk of them, get some about to like level 90 here. Do not want Fury Attack. Do not want Pluck. I'll take Taunt for now. So we'll get rid of Leer here. Awesome. Scary Face we don't want. Drill Pack, we'll teach it for now. Good. Swagger. No, we don't want Swagger. Brave Bird, don't want Brave Bird. Alright, it's gonna evolve here. I'll meet you back once it's done evolving. Okay. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use rare candies now to top it off to level 100. And you don't need to be level 100. You only need to be level 50 again to hyper train. So this is a little excessive. I just want to be super, super clear about that. Level 100. All right. So we got ourselves fully leveled up here. And sure, we'll teach it Steel Wayne for now. Why not? Now, we're not going to like worry too much about the moveset for this Pokemon. We can really choose whatever we want. That's why I make moveset guides, too. You can take a look at it for yourself. But one thing I will teach you how to do is, let's say there's a move I want that's only an egg move. I can check egg moves online. I'll show you how to do that really quick here. So let's take a look at Corviknight's egg moves really quick. Alright, so I'm just going to go into Serebii here to take a look at its moves. I can go into Pokemon Scarlet Violet. Pokedex, and I'll just search by steel types, why not? Scroll down to Corviknight here. Oh, where is he? It's all to Orver. There we go. Corviknight. We can scroll all the way down until we find Egg Moves. Here we go, Egg Moves. So let's say, Roost. Roost is an egg move for Corviknight. That's one of the best moves on Corviknight. So how the heck do I get a egg move on Corviknight? Let's go back into the Pokemon to show you guys real quick here. So if I go into my boxes here and find another Pokemon with Roost, I can actually search just by move here. I'm going to search Roost R. No. Let's search by move. Roost is going to be right here. Any Pokemon with Roost now in this generation will work. So it looks like Hoothoot has Roost. I actually just got a shiny Hoothoot today. So just go ahead and do it with that. Okay. And then the next thing you'll need is to give Corviknight a mirror. You can buy the mirror at one of the Delibird stores. I can't remember which one exactly, but I'll just have a whole bunch for when I'm doing egg moves. I'll scroll down here into our held items folder. We're looking for a mirror. There it is, mirror. I'm going to give this to Corviknight. Perfect. You can have other Pokemon in your party, but I usually try to get rid of the other Pokemon in my party just in case they have another egg move that they're trying to teach my Pokemon. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to delete a move so I have space to learn that egg move. So we're going to change moves here. Forget a move. Let's forget Power Trip for now. I don't really need Power Trip. Cool. Let's go ahead and fly somewhere where we can go set up a picnic really fast. That'll work. And then something else I like to do too is I like to move that egg move that I'm trying to teach to the top of that known Pokemon's move set, just in case there's another move that has an egg move that can pass on again. That the order might affect that. So gonna go and check Hoot summary really fast here. Check summary. I am going to. It's already top of the thing, so we should be all set to go. We set up a picnic here. And the second we set it up, we can pack it up. Yes, I'm done picnicking. Check summary. And now we'll have Roost. So that's how you learn egg moves in case you have a Pokemon like that has a specific egg move. Yeah, you're trying to teach it and you don't know how to pass it on to that Pokemon. So easy enough. Then the next thing we want to do to finish training this Pokemon here, we're going to fly all the way over to the city with the ghost type gym leader. Up on this hill. No. No. There it is. So if we fly to this Pokemon Center, there's a guy over by this Abomasnow, and he's the guy to actually hyper train your Pokemon. So once you have some bottle caps in your inventory, you'll be good to go train this guy. Golden bottle caps will raise all your stats to the max IVs, and then silver bottle caps will just raise each stat individually. So we're gonna train the Corviknight here, because it's level 50 or above. I can hyper train it. We'll just use silver bottle caps, and we're gonna increase these stats. We don't need to increase our special attack. There we go. There we go. Awesome. So if we check our summary again, now we can see. I think we have to go into the boxes actually. We can see it says Hyper Train for almost all of them, and then Special Attack's good. Hyper Train just means now you have a 31 in that value. So IVs range from 0 to 31, 31 being the best. Now at level 100, he is going to have 31 extra stats compared to another Corviknight that, say, has 0 in that IV. So that's how to have the best possible Corviknight as far as EVs and IVs go. And then the last step in Scarlet and Violet to hyper train your Pokemon, well, there's actually two. We're going to change its ability really fast. So if you check its summary here, it's got the Unnerve ability. Let's say I want to teach it Mirror Armor. We're going to go into our bag here. And our ability, patches, and capsules should all be in here as well. You can only get ability patches from doing 7-star raids, so that's just something to be careful of. Definitely try to get Pokemon. You can get Pokemon within abilities just from doing raids, so try to use those first. But if you absolutely have to use an ability patch, you can use one. And then the last step to get into competitive Pokemon is just going to be changing its Terror type. So if we go to Larry's gym over here, and Medali, there's a little restaurant. If you go talk to the guy at the restaurant, you just need 50 Terror Shards in a specific type to change that Terror type. So let's say, like, Corviknight's weak to Electric and Fire type Pokemon. I don't really like that, so I'm going to do a change it to a type that can resist those hits. Now, let's change it to Dragon type. So I'm going to run back to this guy. I just need 50 Dragon Terror Shards. Going to go down to Dragon, and I'm going to use it on Corviknight. And that's it, guys. That's all you have to do in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet to get a competitive Pokemon. So I really hope this helps. If you're really intimidated by getting a competitive Pokemon, I hope now you feel a little bit more comfortable about doing it. I know getting a Turbo Controller can be kind of a pain in the butt, but you don't need it just to start out. You can make a competitive team and then work towards getting a Turbo Controller later if you're going to be making a lot of competitive Pokemon. But it's as easy as that. So thank you so much for watching, and this is Gemi Go Gamer out.